our first episode of New Day for the new year, so we thought we'd take a little time to think about our hopes for the new year. Joining me now is our friend from King5 News, Mark Wright. Thank you for stopping by.
Hey, thank you. Thank you.
It's great to see everybody. To this
is
for
fun.
us, and we appreciate it. And you had a very serious hope for this year that I think is tied to your work with Rotary, which is no polio cases in the world.
Yeah, you know, at one point, Margaret, in Seattle, polio was the fear of every parent, and I have friends who are paralyzed from polio. Rotarians since the 1980s have been working to eradicate it. This last year, 20 cases in the world is all that we had, down from 350,000 in the 1980s. So we're this close. If we don't have any cases this year, for the next 3 years, it's done. And
That's
it's
an
only the
amazing
second
thing.
time
Let's give that a round of
in
applause.
human history. Yeah.
And it really
Fingers
shows
crossed.
what we can do when we get together and decide that we're going to do something like that.
Yeah.
Now, the second one may take an equal human effort for him, and that is making the playoffs for the Mariners.
Okay. So I get a lot of grief for this, but since the Bills won over the weekend in football,
Yes.
we now own the title of longest drought.
Yep.
Not going to the postseason in
Of a
history.
professional
So we went,
team.
we went. 2001 was the last time.
Well, and
we've got a great center fielder coming. We've got a great first baseman coming. They can both hit.
So
I
we're
think
hoping.
this is the year.
And the
Don't you
ouch
guys?
factor was when the Bills won, they won with a kicker named Stephen Hauschka. So that was painful. Okay, so my first two, the first thing was the year to organize, the year to free yourself from clutter. I've been reading more and more about this. It sounds so simple and kind of one of those things that everybody thinks of, but I have been embarking on this unloading things, and when you unload things, you unload things.
Wow.
It's an interesting
I
thing.
feel like this is a divine appointment because I have
Do you need
piles.
that?
My
Yeah.
poor wife. I hope you're not.
It's
I hope
gotta
my wife
go.
isn't watching.
It's psychic weight as well as all the rest.
I'll do that too.
My second one is just one extra kindness a day. Everybody just extending yourself into, the compassionate space.
that's cool.
Just one extra thing a day could make such a difference.
That's awesome.
So number 3 for you, also a big important one, and into the partisan bickering in Congress. God bless you, man. I hope something like that happens.
I don't know about you guys, but I think everybody is in agreement that our political system is broken at this point.
And we're tired.
And we're tired. And what we have to focus on is, legislation and initiatives that will help us. I think our political parties are more concerned about seeing the other one fail, and I think we just have to get over that. And we have to agree that we can all agree on things like healthcare and making education more affordable and all of those things. But I'm hoping that someone will.
And vote for people who will actually do
Right.
those things. Your fourth one, Sounders winning the second MLS Cup.
Yeah, it was close this year, but I'm
it's
hoping.
hard to win back to back,
Yeah.
but it's certainly not impossible to win
and
two.
that franchise is just on the up.
They're and then your fifth one was interesting. You want to learn Spanish.
Yes, anybody take a foreign language in high school or college? I took German, and I used it once in 30 years.
Even the Germans don't speak German anymore.
I know. So I'm going to learn Spanish because that's
Excellent.
a language that I will definitely use on almost a daily basis. And so I downloaded a little app, and I started my first lesson today.
Que bueno.
Bueno.
So my third one has to do with some apps I wanted to share with people. One is MyFitnessPal, which is made by the Under Armour company and is one of the easiest to use to keep track of what you eat, what the macronutrients are that you're taking in, your exercise, and it's filled with these really cool videos with recipes and motivation. I've never been one for that, but this thing actually works and it's free.
Wow.
So that's one. The other one is Headspace, which is a guided meditation that ties into your Spotify account, so you can pick what kind of, if you want to. Sometimes I meditate to Metallica. Don't judge.
You're like this in your head.
Exactly. There's no reason why.
That's awesome.
So my fourth one was to dedicate to one cause. Instead of doing a bunch of things this year, find something that's really important to me and get more deeply involved in that and
Have you chosen
learn
that one
about
yet? Because
it.
I know you've worked for years in Africa for health issues.
Lots of different ways.
Yeah.
I think this year is going to be about immigration, about refugees, about resettlement,
Wow.
and just making a much deeper dive into that. And then my fifth one is your happiness dessert. What do you like to do? There are goofy things that I like to do. I like to dance while I house clean. And so I'm going to do it, and I don't care who sees it. So whatever your happiness dessert is, whatever goofy fun it is, add it, laugh, and enjoy your
love
life.
it.
What goofy thing do you do?
Okay, my wife bought me these Bluetooth headphones
Yes.
that block out sound but also play music.
Yes.
And I play the drums So I downloaded a ton of songs. I put on my headphones yesterday, and I just beat the heck out of the drum set.
Doesn't
and
that
it
feel
was so
good?
much fun. And I just decided yesterday, you know, music is something that gives me a lot of joy, and I just sort of figured that out yesterday, that I need to make time for that stuff.
That's the
because it's
thing.
meditative, isn't it? And it's a workout. I was
Right.
just dripping. You should try drumming. Have you drummed before?
No, I haven't,
Yeah?
but there is a giant drum kit sitting in my living room that belongs to my son, who's a double bass metal drummer.
Whoa.
And he would just be like, you know, things were flying while he was in
You
there.
should try
playing. I've tried it. I don't seem to have even the hand coordination, much less the 2 feet doing
It takes
different
time,
things
yeah.
at the same time. So I could learn. But you're right, scheduling that and making it as much a priority as you do other things. Because I think about all the things that we do at work that we do just exactly when we're supposed to, and then we go home and don't give ourselves that same favor.
I love it. And I love you're intentional about this, Margaret. And I think if all of us in the new year just take that sort of deliberateness and that intentionality, if that's a word, and just decide that on a daily basis we can make a huge difference in the
We
world
can.
if we just act in the right way.
And it just takes that 1 or 2 little things. I'm coming over to his house, and he can
We can
drum to
jam.
Metallica, and I will meditate. That's it's gonna be super.
I love it.
It could be a new show.
Deal.
We'll be back right after this. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.